Fox News alert, the security of our nation's electricity supply. Lawmakers are now pushing for federal rules to protect the grid. This after the report of a sniper attack on a California electrical substation. That attack raising alarming questions about our power infrastructure and its vulnerability to terrorists. Dominic DiNatale live in Los Angeles with more on this story. Dominic?
Hey there, Greg. There is a debate whether this was a terror attack or whether it was vandalism. It took place in April. We can show you surveillance footage of what precisely happened. This was a substation in San Jose, Northern California. Apparently a group, possibly two, maybe three gunmen walked up to the substation, fired off between 100 and 150 rounds. You can roughly make out the figure in the bottom left-hand corner moving towards the perimeter. Those sparks you see are shots of cables either exploding or part of the substation infrastructure, the hardware exploding as a result of that gunfire. Now, we'd heard from the chairman of the Federal Energy Regulator Commission, John Wellinghoff, this past week, saying that he thought it was terrorism executed by a well-trained individual or individuals, perhaps a test run for a larger attack. That has got four Democratic senators extremely concerned about whether the energy network across the United States is actually wholly vulnerable. The FBI denying that it wasn't terrorism, but taking it very, very seriously. And, well, in Washington, this is what they're saying about this attack and the potential for others. Listen.
A few months ago in Arkansas, there were multiple attacks on power lines and grid infrastructure that led to millions of dollars in damage and brief power outages. Independent engineers also recently discovered a new cyber vulnerability in the software used by many electric grid control systems.
So incidents like that collectively worrying Washington, and these four senators writing a letter to regulators in the United States saying they wanted urgent action to defend the grid. This is the statement, this is the letter and a statement that they actually put out Friday, saying while it appears that many utilities have a firm grasp on the problem, we simply don't know if there are substantial numbers of utilities or others that may have not taken adequate measures to protect against and minimize the harm from a physical attack. Well, the utility affected up in San Jose, PG&E, says it is taking what it describes as aggressive measures to protect the grid there. It's not giving details of precisely what it's doing. It doesn't want to reveal any further vulnerabilities or perhaps those who would want to attack exploit that knowledge at all. But they say that if there is any physical damage to substations, they do have technology that can route the energy around the grid and so that the power doesn't go out. But it is scrambling, as are other utilities across the country, Greg, to deal with regulators and also deal with government agencies like the FBI to ensure attacks like this don't happen. But we've always known it's going to be a threat at some point that the power grid will be targeted by terrorists. It seems that there is a sense of urgency behind this now. Back to you.
We are so dependent on the grid. If anything were to happen, it could shut down commerce and a whole lot more. All right, Dominic DiNatale, thanks very much.